What's up, guys? It's your boy Cyrex. Welcome back to the Freak Show, episode 22. And first thing I want to say is thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for watching / listening to the show. And if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe because we're definitely gonna have more episodes coming. Many, many more, like weekly, every week. So subscribe to the YouTube and follow Cyrex MC on all the social media. Shout out to the notification squad, which is like, I think it's just Elsie. So shout out to you. I guess I'll just start by talking about things recently. It's been a little bit of just a stressful time, in a sense, really. As I stated in the Walk With Me episode that I just posted, my laptop's hard drive has crashed. So I'm gonna have to save up some money and see what I can do about that. I may have to start from scratch, which would really suck. I would lose like all the beats, all my original productions. I mean, thank goodness I have them like on my, on my phone and on my iTunes, which I hopefully can re-access. I guess we'll see. We will see. And tonight, I went to Schulerberger. Schulerberger's, heavy ass door while I had my phone in my hand, trying to upload this Walk With Me video. Fell out of my hand, fell flat on the face, on the concrete, of course, and screen broke. Again. So yeah, that's not fun. But on a much lighter note, was able to hang out with my girl Elsie. Shout out to you again. And we chilled in Wynwood. Wynwood's always a nice place. And we went, we walked around. Went to the walls, the gallery. Went to the marketplace briefly. Didn't have anything interesting there except for this lemonade, and this dude was trying to sell the shit for $6. $6? What? Nah. So, we ended up just going to Wood Tavern and chilled there. Wood Tavern, they usually play good music. They usually, they mostly play good music there. And I ain't talking about the label. But yeah. So that was a fun day. We ended up getting some food after. And then we got lost in the Civic Center area, but then found our way. So that was nice. Yeah, it was a good time. Then today is when the screen breaking happened. Now, shout out to you again, Elsie. You're telling me that there's a solar eclipse happening. I'm gonna have to post this today. I'm gonna try to post this today. So, assuming I post this today on the 21st, by the morning of the 21st, there's a solar eclipse happening today, and it's supposed to symbolize. You read a horoscope that said will be inspiring you to transform so I can start a new chapter that is more aligned with my soul. And I mean, here's to hoping that's true. I'm trying. I mean, just like y'all, we improving every day. Every day we just do that, at least that little bit that we can to improve. I think I mentioned this in the previous episode that I made a new little freestyle mixtape. I want to put that out for you guys nice and soon. That would be really cool to do. And it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. Also, we got more main mixes going on soon, like more full, fleshed out and well mixed songs. So I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I swear I'm working on it. I'm gonna put that out for you guys now, or very soon rather. You know what this is? Basically, this is honestly one of the most meh times of year. We're approaching the end of summer. It's the end of summer, y'all. Now, that of course does not mean the end of the show. The show is going to continue. For sure. Full force, full speed ahead, y'all. I'm going to be out here. All I need to do this show is my phone. That's been proven. All I need to do this show is my phone. So I'm going to keep giving it to y'all. And what I would love for y'all to do, I want you guys to share the show with your people. Just share Cyrex The Freak Show. Cyrex MC The Freak Show. Save the playlist to your YouTube. Post about it on your social media. Hashtag The Freak Show. Hashtag Cyrex. Hashtag Freak Rock too. Freak Rock is the movement. Freak Rock is the movement. We basically the weirdos. We don't align with... I've made peace already with the fact that I keep hearing about like these artists that are from here, that are from down here, South Florida and whatnot. And I think a lot of them are good. It's just, I don't know, the sound doesn't fully resonate to me. I'm on some different shit. That's just it. I'm on some different shit. And for the people who are just on some different shit, not on the... I don't want to say the same shit as everybody else, because, it's not like... it's not like a lot of these people on the radio. Some of them, I would, again, say they deserve to be. I definitely want to give some shout-outs to a shit gang. Raw Duke and Alex Davis are dope. Shout out to FL Lotto, dope. Shout out to Moody Moo, dope. I remember Moody Moo's first couple raps. I remember when I pointed out which two parts. I remember in Cheese and Biscuits, I remember I pointed out, this rhyme scheme right here is actually pretty dope. She was Cheese and Biscuits and some about a piece of shiznit. I'm like, damn, that rhyme scheme is actually pretty dope. Because he got the 3 syllables, Cheese and Biscuits, piece of shiznit. That shit was dope. Because people, obviously, we know shiznit's not a word, but young kids who don't want to curse, you will use that word. And then their parent will look at them and it's like, I ain't say it. And it's like, we know what you was getting at though. So yeah, definitely props to Moody Moo. Shout out to Dirtbag. He's basically defining the sound for Southern Dade, really. Even though I know he rocking with some artists out of this area. As far as the sound for Southern Dade, for Southern Dade, that's the one producer I'm seeing all over the place. Some producers they be They be out there like that. They be putting in, not only putting in the work but also spreading out. You know. So shout out to Dirtbag. We got, of course, got Stage. That's our first work together, and we got much more coming. Definitely. Shout out to Eric Ria. Even though he ain't in Miami in the moment, he definitely, been here. He definitely been here for a long time. Been out here for a long, long time. Basically since some of us were kids, real shit. Okay, that was a rattle. Also, want to give a shout out to the Fortune clothing brand around here. Young Johnny Woo and Young Brian. And Brian doing his thing with his photography, videography, and whatnot. We got some things cooking up in the kitchen too. So keep a lookout for that. Let me see who else. Oh, shout out to Off Rip Coat too. J-Ski that dude. Also Dirty, also McGee's, and A62. Yeah, so shout out to Off Rip Coat. Who else? Shout out to Trippy Lion them, definitely. Clothing brand and also, I guess, media company. We rolling some shit out too. Damn. Shout out to the Blow Up Brothers. Of course, Eric, we already mentioned, and Big Nigel with the graphics. Shout out to Indigo Lines, Ill Concepts. Got a podcast coming. Also, got some poetry out on SoundCloud, so check him out. Shout out to Pandorama too. Shout out to Artistic Vibes. That honestly gave me that first real taste to being on stage, talking to them people. So shout out to them for that. Love them. Damn, if I forgot you right now, I'll get right back. I got you for sure. But shout out to 786 set to No Limits. It's not quite 305, but I ain't never had a 305 area code. I had three phone numbers in my life, all 786. I understand that narrows it down to a million numbers that it could have been rather than the billion that it should be. Yeah, no, 10 billion. Yeah, doesn't matter. Anyway, 786 sets of No Limits, yo. I really have no idea what I want to talk about here, so I guess I'll go on a little stream of consciousness here. So, in the face of basically my ability to create, or at least put things places, put things online, has been limited. I'm still, trying to create. Of course, I'm still making this episode, and I was able to make episode 21 on, I was able to put, the visual to it on iMovie on my iPhone, so that worked out. Took a hell of a lot longer, but it worked out, so I was able to make that happen. And also, let's see, I did, that that new freestyle mixtape that's coming out. Just gotta find a way to put the visuals to that. I'll get that going. If anybody has advice on how to do that entirely on the iPhone, I would highly appreciate that. Just leave it in the comment section. And, I just wanted to drop that as another little appetizer, basically, for you. I want to know what songs on CyFi are you guys liking? I'm sure it's not going to be the most likable project of mine. In fact, it might be the least likable project of mine. But I mean, it's just like, 24 minutes, and I'm really just freestyling, and it sounds, I don't know, it sounds weird. It sounds like odd weird, not like, it's like neutral weird, But I definitely do give props to myself. So shout out to Cyrex, shout out to myself for that Fear freestyle. The Fear freestyle, I think that was easily the best thing that I did on that whole mixtape. And so, probably won't be able to I don't even know what I was gonna say, but whatever. Basically, that's just, oh my goodness. Somebody drives by insisting on playing Playboy Cardi. Whatever, I'll go on that in a second. But, the Fear freestyle is definitely one of my best ever recorded freestyles. So I enjoy that I did that kind of lo-fi little thing. It literally took me like less than an hour to record it. And I just took a picture of myself and I made the cover. I thought it was kind of funny how I made CyFi look like a face tattoo. But it's uncooked and unmixed, so it's raw and uncut. It's exactly as it came. It's like, fresh from the farm, you feel me? I just grabbed this chicken, slice, pluck, etc. Not to get too gruesome, but I prepared him. Prepared the chicken, and it's just ready to eat. That was also kind of my experiment as far as only on a couple of the tracks, on the approach that the popular, the pop rappers take. The ones that get categorized as mumble rappers. Like I did a freestyle to, I opened up the mixtape, or I guess the experiment. I opened up the experiment. My first trial is Mask Off. That's been one of the most popular songs of the year by Future. And it's super popular in the clubs. It goes hard in the club, And so, I really just went in. And that was really it. I wish I had more to say about it than that, but wow, and I mean it's getting a couple plays too without any production anyway, or with barely any production. With barely any promotion. I barely promoted this, especially when I first made it. I made it available as like a private playlist, and I only gave it to a couple people. But then to make space, I took it off. But now I'm gonna promote it, and it's an experiment. So trial 1, trial 2, trial 3, trial 4, etc. to trial 8. Trial 2 is Humble. So I spit some bars over Humble, and I'm sure I know I spat some cocky bars over that. Spats and Bars over Look at Me. Look at Me is Trial 3. So, I borrowed Triple X's flow. I definitely enjoy his music. Trial 4 was a very surprising one. For anybody who knows me, this is a surprising one. People who know me know that I am not at all a fan of Travis Scott. But next beat I found was I think it was a recreation. Excuse me for that. Recreation of Goosebumps, the beat. And I don't remember who it was who produced it. I may have been like, well, may have been Metro. I'm so sorry. I don't remember who did. But I rapped over it and I even gave it a new hook. This the way that we vibe. This the way that we ride. Yeah. So I basically took it in a totally new direction. Fear. Trial 5 is that track. Fear. So that's the one that you really should know. That's the one you really should get to know. That's the one that I'm really gonna, hone for some performances here and there. I'm gonna find like a creative little way to do that. I might just maybe have it play from. Ooh, that does sound like a nice idea. Maybe have it just play from like a bullet, like one of those bullet speakers, and then just rap it like that. Like, what kind of perspective, I want to ask you guys too, what kind of perspective do you like when you're, from a performer? What kind of perspective do you like? So do you want them like kind of close to the audience? You want them like away from the audience and you're like in a stadium? Like, how do you like that experience? What do you prefer? I want to gauge that. Fear was definitely a very, I guess I was. Ironically, I opened up about fear, but I did it kind of fearlessly. Kind of like, but I felt the need, so I did it, and I feel good. I feel good about that. Trial 6 is Neighbors. Kind of kept the same hook in a sense, if you get what I mean, Trial 7 was Drowning. I like that song. And I tried something out, kind of did my take on the hook too. Did a little of that bust down, bust down, bust down. And it was after that I went upstairs. But I was like, no, I did 7. I don't like this. Because, see, I'm very mathematically oriented, so I don't know. I don't like doing, like, odd numbers of stuff unless it's, like, a certain, like, if it ends in a 5, usually I'm okay with it. Like, so I knew I was doing this experiment, and I didn't want my experiment to be 7 tracks. I just didn't want that. It's not something that I was okay with. So I was in my room and I played the beat. I found a beat to Woke Up Like This. So Trial 8, Woke Up Like This. And, like I just stated a couple minutes ago, not a fan of Playboi Carti either, but that beat was, the beat's kind of nice and the hook's kind of nice. So I did a little experiment to that. And, I kind of wrapped it up there too, because it felt like, felt like the end too. It feels like a really nocturnal song. So many props to, I believe it was Pierre Bourne, many props for that beat. But again, I don't know. No. I'm not gonna bog down my talking about my experiment with negativity here. But it's 24 minutes and 32 seconds. That is extremely satisfying too. 8 tracks, 24 minutes, 32 seconds. Come on, 24, 32 are the third and fourth multiples of 8. I know that sounds a little wild, but it's because it is wild. this happened by chance. And I just do a little orange filter on the picture. Only drawback is it makes my eyes look really red. And then I drew Cy and put I used the font from the app to make Fi. And it's dope because it's like science fiction, y'all, sci-fi, but it's also like lo-fi, so Cyrex fidelity. This is what these experiments are. It's Cyrex fidelity. That means I'm just trying something, I'm just doing something. I'm expressing what I feel to express, basically, because I feel it. It sounds a little weird because I'm kind of like piecing my thoughts together as I speak here. But I mean, there's a sensationalization around freestyles. I thoroughly have. It's not even that I believe that. It's just something I've observed. There's a fascination with them. And so, what I've seen. Okay, good. Door's open. Thank goodness. Alright, so what I've seen is that people appreciate the freestyle because it's in the raw, because we want to see the process. We like that raw feeling. Especially when we're right there. People would sensationalize it on record. I'm not entirely sure why, because most of the time you're not listening to maybe it's more recently, you're not listening to a freestyle unless it's poppin' or bobbin' or, bop it, twist it, pull it, whatever. But, the freestyle it's really raw, it's really free, it really captures that humanity, Of course, the greatest, they go down because they thought about their shit. Yeah, that's right, I'm doing that. Yeah. The best think because we want it to be the best, because we want to express our thoughts in a certain way. We want to piece it together in the way that we want. It's, we want to take our time with this. One time for the crew that be taking their time. And damn, I just distracted myself with the point. But and of course that's the much more widely appreciated. But that feeling of being a part of that moment, that feeling of just seeing that person just go in, that's like a powerful thing. And this is actually something that Jay expressed in his memoir Decoded. I remember him talking about that too. So yeah, this is just, and Gary Vee even talks about how they want to see the process. They want to see the little guy, the underdog making his way up, because that, we're humans. That's what we like. And you know what? Yeah, I'm with that. And so this is essentially what this experiment is. It is me actually letting go enough to make something that, make something that's just raw. In the past couple of years, in the past like 2 or 3 years, that pretty much 2 years, I've become much more confident about my freestyles. Before I was super duper afraid to freestyle because, of course, this guy's because when people say, when you say, here's the thing, is when I've told people that I rap, it throws them off. because I come off as this nerdy guy, this geeky guy. Which I made peace with a long time ago. I made peace with that. In fact, I embrace it. It's the reality. That's a part of me. I'm a geeky guy. I'm a geek. Jeez. I'm also dehydrated. So one quick second. So yeah, I'm a geeky guy, and I also, grew up pretty self-conscious. After a certain point, just hated being caught saying something stupid because, wow, were people relentless on making fun of me for it. So, I was pretty reluctant to freestyle for people because I was like, I'm going to just fumble all over the place, and that's just going to be more mocking. So then when I really have some shit, then they won't take it seriously. And this was a sentiment that I saw that was shared. I remember it was from the Kinda Neat podcast. So shout out to Kinda Neat. Shout out to Intuition. And, oh my goodness, I forgot the engineer's name. Oh my goodness. I'll put the engineer's name in the description though. But shout out to Kinda Neat. Love their podcast. I haven't checked it out in a while though. I need to get back on there. Need to check that out. And podcasts are so easy to listen to too. Y'all, so sooner or later y'all gonna be seeing the free show on them podcasts, y'all. I'm just saying. But I believe it was in his episode with Kitty. It was either with Kitty or with Chippy Nonstop. It's much more likely that it was with Kitty. But shout out to them both, Kitty and Chippy Nonstop. Great musicians. Daisy Rage was definitely a very inspiring EP to me. I am dead ass serious about that. I'm a big fan of Kitty. And I cannot wait till, I believe it's this Friday, that her album Miami Garden Club comes out. Now, I haven't been quite as much of a fan of her, direction, her singing direction. So I do hope that there's more of the rapping on this. But I was a big fan, or I am a big fan of, her rapping. Despite this notion, I'm sure a lot of people, actually I saw a lot of people thinking that she was like this cheesy artist, she's just like just this pale little white girl or whatever the fuck they thought about her. But I definitely had a respect for, I guess, the artfulness of her lyricism. The flows too, the uniqueness. I don't know, there's just some unique artists that just get me, or that just, hit me hard. So, yeah, definitely shout out to Kitty, especially Daisy Rage, and Chippy Nonstop is dope too. Chippy Nonstop got that finally verified EP, which, by now, I think we can call that a dance rap classic, or pop rap, whichever label you guys want to call it. I think it's a cult classic, or I think it's at least earned that. But what was said on there I go, going off track again. What I was saying about what they were saying about your early stuff. Intuition had this, basically he felt like he should have not shared his earlier stuff right away and waited till he developed so that he could, show them once and they take you seriously, that kind of vibe. And yeah, I was like, I had that mentality basically for the longest time. But life's short, and I started developing it, started freestyling around people. Been freestyling with, with Trippy Lion and them, Koala, Simba, Trippy C. So that's definitely helped a lot. And, a couple freestyle sessions, with Evil as well, including that one at Sidebar a couple months ago. But just now, I guess some bug heard of the legend of some other bug months ago and tried to jump into my eye or fly into my eye. So trying to just hoping that he or this bug, just hoping this bug did not make it in there or do anything, because last time that happened, scratched my cornea off center, or scratched my cornea off center. Gave me a corneal ulcer. Are you fucking kidding me? I need my fucking sight. Fuck that. These fucking bugs. I cannot believe we allow. Yeah, I'm that guy. I am that guy. I straight up cannot believe that it's come to this. But I guess I'm gonna have to spray around my face, closing my eyes and mouth, and kind of spraying the air above and seeing. Ugh. Can't shake that taste in the air though. That is foul as fuck. Fucking bugs. I cannot stand bugs for the life of me. I wish they would just leave us alone. Like, isn't everything y'all need out there anyway? I wish mosquitoes fed off of other bugs instead. What do they do? What do they do for us? What do they do for anybody? What do they do for any ecosystem in the world? They, like, at least like flies and shit, eat crap and, decompose shit, help it biodegrade and whatnot. Come on, they just eat blood. Fuck them. Whatever though. I'm sure if I look deep into it, I'm sure there's some weird thing that they're doing, some kind of like butterfly effect type shit. That if we did rid our ecosystem of them, it would affect it drastically. The fact that the Earth is at that axis, that axis. That's what basically provides the climate based on like distance from the sun and all that types of stuff that our atmosphere can offer, that even allows us to exist on this planet. I don't know if I said that in a weird way, but yeah, that's definitely the case. That's really crazy. So if it basically were perfectly straight up, like perfectly rotating on, it rotates perfectly, but like if it was, if it revolved perfectly, like it was, I don't know how exactly to word this, but if it did not have the axis and the poles were perfectly aligned with the supposed north and south of the galaxy, basically we would not, or we should not be able to exist. That is pretty much all life on this, pretty much all life on the planet. That's kind of crazy. That's really crazy. But the bugs, they made me stray from where I was going with all this. So basically, I decided to make this sci-fi experiment so that basically just so that I could have a little something different out. You know, something that was a challenge for me, something that I had to like push myself to be able to do. So I had to just be able to be comfortable with myself, just going off of the top and not editing anything, just maybe literally only being able to think ahead right in the moment. Otherwise, I'm just saying what comes out or not saying anything at all. But either way, it was raw, it was pure, it was unadulterated, and it is available on SoundCloud for free for a limited time. So yeah, soundcloud.com/CyrexMC. And be sure to follow there too. So fall is coming, y'all. And we're gonna see about that. I know there's something probably at the end of the last episode. Let me see if I can even tackle it just now. Alright, so it turns out I actually did slightly touch on it, but sorry to postpone again. We're definitely gonna expand on that more, either in 23 or 24. No promises, but one of those two. You know what? Promise? One of those two for sure. I'll even make like extras and hot takes or whatever if I have to, but we'll hit that for sure. We'll hit that. So, you know, continuity, y'all. If you don't know, then episode 21 is where you will need to go, and I'll try to link that for you. But other than that, you know, this is the Freak Show, and I want to thank you guys so much for listening. And if you haven't, subscribe and become part of the notification squad so that you see these every time they come out, which will be semi-often. They're coming. And I truly appreciate the support. And once again, I would love for you guys to share. Definitely share on your social media, The Freak Show podcast. That's about it, really. So thanks again for listening, and thanks again to the Last Second Squad, Last Second Team. Yeah, that's what we'll call y'all. Last Second Team, LST, Last Second Team, until I come up with something better. So shout out to the Last Second Team. This is the Freak Show, episode 22. I'm your boy Cyrex.